Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering the Kaitlin Armstrong Mo Wilson case. Right here you see Kaitlin Armstrong with her head down. She was sentenced today in Texas justice. 90 years in prison for the murder of Mo Wilson. And I want to share a clip right now of the family of Mo Wilson, the victim's family, who spoke about this case outside of the courthouse in Travis County, Texas, Austin, Texas. Check this out.
Case against Kaitlin Armstrong. Today, that same jury returned a sentence of 90 years in state prison. In just a few minutes, the family will make some brief remarks. Before they do, I want to take a few minutes to thank the members of our community who served on this jury. We have had conversations in this community and across the country about our criminal justice system. But at the end of the day, what our criminal justice system is people. It is our friends and neighbors who work in law enforcement, work in the courts, and regular, everyday people who serve in our grand juries and our juries. In this case, our jury sat for almost 2 weeks, missed work, and missed other family obligations to take this case very seriously, to listen to the evidence, to give it their full attention, and we are incredibly grateful for their service. I also want to take a moment to thank our partners in law enforcement. I want to start with the Austin Police Department, whose thorough investigation led us to be able to bring the defendant to justice in this case. I also want to thank the U.S. Marshals and our other federal partners who helped to apprehend the defendant so that she could be brought to justice. I also want to take a moment to thank the team from the Travis County District Attorney's Office. Every single day in the building behind me, dedicated public servants work outside of the spotlight to bring people to justice who cause harm in our community. They do not do it to seek attention. Most of them would prefer not to have the attention, but they work hard every day on behalf of every member of this community. And in my view, our community can and should be proud of the dedicated public servants who make up our team at the District Attorney's Office. Prosecutors, investigators, legal secretaries, victim witness counselors who work every day to bring justice for our community. Finally, to the Wilson family, I'm just so sorry for all of this. I know that there is nothing that we could do in the courtroom that would ever be enough, but I am hopeful that today's outcome, that the outcome of this week, brings you some semblance of peace, closure, and hope. What we know, what we learned during the last 2 weeks, and what anyone who knew Mariah before this knew, is that Mariah Wilson was a shining star. She still is, and her light will never be diminished. Please, Mr. Eric Wilson, if you'd like to make a few comments.
On behalf of my family, as a family, we believe justice has been served. And of course, we have many people to thank. But first, I want to thank God for giving us strength, comfort, and a measure of peace throughout this process. We know many people back home and around the country have been praying for us, and we thank you very much for those prayers. I'd like to thank my family and those that were here, able to be here, and the friends of our family for these past 3 weeks. It was a real blessing to have them here supporting us. And thank you to so many people in this community that supported us through food and just emotional support. I'd like to thank the jury for their hard work and sacrifice. 3 weeks is a long time. It's a long time to sit in that courtroom. And we certainly appreciate their patience, commitment, diligence, and determination to get things right. I'd like to thank all the witnesses for their testimony and cooperation with law enforcement and with the prosecution team. I'd like to thank the Austin Police Department, Detective Spittler, all the detectives that worked on this case, and all the forensic scientists and experts. It wouldn't have come to a conclusion without your hard work. I'd like to thank all the folks at the DA, at the District Attorney's Office, District Attorney Garza, Raquel Pompey, Jesse Hernandez, for all their support through this process, and of course Judge Kennedy for presiding. Finally, we'd like to thank the prosecution team. Guillermo Gonzalez, Ricky Jones, Gene Sullivan, Cecily Walker, and Allison Matus. They put thousands of hours into this case. I know they did so much work to get it right. They did an exemplary job, and always with the utmost professionalism and integrity. Other than the prosecution team, there really are no winners here. This is not a time for celebration, but a time for prayer. A time to pray for our family, our friends, and the family, the Armstrong family, and their friends. This sad story is a perfect example of why integrity and honesty are crucial in our personal relationships, and how dishonesty can often lead to unintended consequences. Selfish manipulation, jealousy, and hatred never lead to positive outcomes. Violence is never a good way to solve personal issues. In fact, violence doesn't solve anything. It only leads to more suffering. Our lives are changed forever. But with this challenging ordeal now behind us, we are ready to move forward and continue our healing. And we will do this with Mariah's strong, determined, gentle, and kind spirit. For we know this is what she would want us to do. Mariah inspired everyone who knew her. And we are dedicated to preserving her legacy. She expressed a strong desire to serve others and to give back to her community. And we endeavor to do that with the Mariah Wilson Foundation, established in her honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us for the duration of this trial and this afternoon. That concludes our remarks today. Thank you.
So the family has spoke. What do you think about what the family said? They're victims too in this case. Victims' families. We hear their voices on JLR Investigates. We hear the victims' families. Is this a sense of justice? Is there enough justice in this case? What would you do if you lost a loved one? You heard from the family. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. praying for Mo Wilson's family, praying for the community of Austin. Also, Kaitlin Armstrong, let's pray for her family too. 90 years, I believe that she could get out on parole in 30. She's in her mid-30s, so she could possibly get out one day. We will see. We will monitor what she is up to while she's incarcerated. Stay tuned for that. And if you like true crime, subscribe to this channel, JLR Investigates. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.